India win by 295 runs. Wow, what a game. I did not think this is where we would be after our first innings to be winning by such a big margin. It just shows the how this game has turned and topsy-turvy nature of the game. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff to unpack in this episode, but in this I guess analysis of what happened in this first test at Perth. It's the fight that we showed was incredible. I think it all started in the first innings when we were bowled out by 150, but there was something there in KL Rahul's defiance, in his defense in defiance. It was just incredible to witness because he woefully out of form. He was going into this match, and the way he played, he really put that price on his wicket. He really made the Aussies work hard for it, and in the end, he got out unluckily. But look, the way he played, the sort of grit that he showed in that innings is really what you need in Australia. And that's what they brought to that second innings with Jaiswal, who this is going to be one of the best knocks I've seen by an Indian in Australia. Basically battered Australia out of the game completely in all aspects. And it's now, I think, his best career innings. And a lot of people have been saying that as well. This is the best innings of his career. And it shows because he's normally an attacking batter, Jaiswal, and he had to, forego all that to play an innings of like 160, which was, I'm remembering, of 290 or so balls, and it was just like he had to play time as well because of the fact that both teams got out very easily on the first day, basically. That he had all the time in the world, and to really make use of the pitch that the Indian bowlers can make use of later, he had to play time, and it was exactly what was needed. Him and KL Rahul with that opening partnership, just incredible in that second innings. But we also have to talk about the king, Virat Kohli. Do not ever doubt this man, because he will come back stronger and harder because his desire is unmatched. That's just that's a short way to put it, but like it's just he is the legend of the game, and he's shown it again and again throughout his career. Every time anyone's questioned him, he's come back with he's come back with greatness, and that's what a legend does. So I'm very happy to see him score that 100. But man, we've got to talk about the madness that was at the end of day 3. Yep, him scoring that 100. A lot of attacking play at the end of the innings from India as well. They're really going after it, really pushing that lead as much as they can. And then the Aussies come out to bat and they're 3 for 12, which we've seen this so many times by Aussie teams on touring teams that come here. Long day in the field. Send the touring team into bat with 5 overs to go, and the Aussie bowlers get like 3 quick wickets. But now they were on the receiving end, and man, they were receiving some really just unplayable deliveries from Bumrah again. And Jasprit Bumrah, 5 wickets in the first innings, 3 in the second innings. 8 wickets total. It was man of the match for his effort, because that's a captain. That's how you lead it as a captain. He led as a captain. After we got up 150, he made sure to lead and get those wickets to really restrict Australia to 104, which I think that's where the crux of this game was lost for Australia. But man, what were they doing in that end of day 3? It just looked so odd, especially Marnus Labushagne. Wow, we're hearing a lot in the media about Marnus Labushagne and what looked like the destruction of this cricketer. Like, he just is completely not in favour of the Australian public. They are mercilessly just going after him. he and rightfully so. He's averaging 30 now, and some of the moves he's making on the field, and like bowling bounces at Kohli, which he rightfully smashed out of the ground. But like, what is going on? What is going on with Marnus? That was just an odd display to. He got out the way he did. And I put up the reaction on socials as well of that, which was a handy moment. I just had this inkling that there was going to be a wicket, so I just pressed record, and there Marnus goes. But to review it, I think it was just even like that. Just showed Marnus is in a really bad place right now, and there's a lot of questions for the Aussies. They've got a lot to think about, but full credit to India. We've done so well in this Test match, and to lead 1-0 going into a 5-match series is pretty big. But Ravi Shastri said this at the end of the day, at the end of the match as well. He was like, "Look, what happens in India-Australia series is that usually one of the teams fights back, and it's happened throughout the series over the past 20 or so years. Is that usually one of the teams fight back, and while we've got this victory, India, we have to make sure that we do not get complacent, because Adelaide day-night test, it's the it's the ground where we made 36, so we've got to be very careful. But it's just we've got to make sure keep our foot on the pedal. It's we've won the match. Definitely celebrate it. There's a big break between now and the next test. We've got a Prime Minister's game in the middle, which definitely plays like side for us, and that would get a chance to play as well. But we've got to definitely be concentrating in this next match, and definitely for the rest of the series. But we've got to celebrate. We've got to celebrate. When do we ever win at the WACA? When do we ever win in places like the Gabba? It's just incredible. Like these are our 2 games in a row in Australia, that grounds that were basically Australia were unbeatable. And I'm saying the WACA, knowing that it's actually Optus Stadium, Perth Stadium, but like it's the same clay that was taken from the WACA, so I'll take it. I'll take it as the spiritual home of what the WACA has become now. But look, it's now all eyes are on Adelaide, but there's we've got some things to consider now as well, right? So Rohit Sharma's now just arrived. I saw him in a net session he was having, so he's there. Definitely has to come in for, I'm guessing, Devdutt Padikkal, but we have to see what happens with Shubman Gill, because now if Shubman Gill is ready, which I'm not sure he is for the second test, he might be, but if both of them are ready to go, I see Devdutt Padikkal coming out, and so does Dhruv Jarrell. We can see, what do you do with Rahul? Now, he provides so much solidarity at the top there as an opener. I'm very tempted to just keep him there. And that's going to be hard because, well, where does Rohit go now? Rohit has to really find out, he might as well he might just say, I want to open. And Rahul again has to move, and he's moved a lot throughout his career. But I just feel like the solidarity of him as an opener, I think he fits well with Jaiswal. So we'll have to see what that happens. And Gill is going to definitely be at 3. And now with Rahul scoring like this, it's going to be really tough for Sarfaraz, and that's a tough pill for him to swallow, because he's a really good player, but he's just got to wait for his turn again now, unfortunately, because Rahul, what he showed in the 2 innings that he played is that he's really toughed it out in Australia in a pitch which was doing a lot, and for him to really stay there and be there, I think he showed a lot of toughness about him, and I think he's definitely going to be at least in the next couple of tests still there. But we might see him down the order, which I think would be a misstep. So we just have to work out where Rohit's going to go and where everyone's going to go. But they're definitely coming back, and Mohammad Shami, He's still going to play some Ranji games, I believe. Maybe one more Ranji game. That he's played one and it's got a lot of wickets already. But I think one more game of Ranji and then maybe bring him in the Boxing Day test. But we've got to talk about, the two debutants in Harshit Rana and Nitish Kumar Reddy, who did really well. Nitish Kumar Reddy, both innings, really attacking knocks he played, and he's an all-rounder, so that's really good. And Harshit Rana is a really, he's a big boy. He's got tough, broad shoulders, and he really bowls well. He really bowls with a lot of strength, and that's good to see in an India bowler. So there's a lot of questions as well for us. I mean, Australia, while might have a lot of questions, we've still got a lot of questions. But we'll all preview it here on the channel. We'll see how we go. But mate, 1-1 up, definitely celebrate, and I'll see you next time.